Switzerland, land of chocolate box villages, majestic mountains, and impossibly blue lakes. Join me as we embark on a whirlwind tour of the most fabulous spots this alpine paradise has to offer. From chic cities to charming towns, we'll uncover the very best of Switzerland. So grab your passport and your sense of adventure, sweetie, and let's get going. First stop, Zurich. This cosmopolitan jewel is a dazzling mix of high-end shopping, cutting-edge art, and a nightlife that simply sizzles. Think cocktails on rooftop terraces overlooking the Limit River, darling. Pure fabulosity. Next, we're off to Geneva, darling, a city steeped in history and diplomacy. It's home to the United Nations, sweetie, but don't let that fool you. There's a playful side, too. Take a stroll along the stunning Lake Geneva, or indulge in some serious retail therapy. Now, darling's Interlaken, nestled between two glittering lakes, it's a haven for thrill seekers. Imagine yourself paragliding over emerald valleys or whitewater rafting through breathtaking gorges. Simply fabulous. And the views, sweetie, the views. Mountains that pierce the sky, their snowy peaks kissed by the sun. It's enough to make you weep with joy. Lucerne, my dears, is a fairy tale waiting to happen. Imagine cobbled streets, charming squares, and buildings so old they whisper stories of the past. And the Chapel Bridge, darling, a covered wooden bridge straight out of a medieval romance. Take a stroll, soak up the atmosphere, and don't forget to snap a selfie. Ah, Zermatt. The very name conjures up images of towering peaks and crisp mountain air. And there, darlings, is the Matterhorn. A mountain so iconic it's practically a celebrity. Whether you're a seasoned skier or just enjoy a good après-ski, Zermatt will leave you breathless. Now, darling Lausanne, perched on the shores of Lake Geneva, it's simply divine. Home to the Olympic Museum, it's a celebration of sporting prowess. And those vineyard-covered hillsides? Positively bucolic, sweetie. One could spend hours sipping the local vintages. Bern, darling, is a medieval fairy tale come to life. The old town is a UNESCO World Heritage site, and the Zittglogge astronomical clock is utterly captivating. Just imagine, sweetie, centuries of history ticking by. It's enough to make one feel positively timeless, don't you think? Lugano, my dear, is a slice of Italy on Swiss soil. With its balmy climate and shimmering lake, it's a haven for those seeking dolce vita. The Italian influence is everywhere, from the architecture to the cuisine. Bellissimo! Darling Grindelwald, it's enough to make you want to yodel from the mountaintops. Imagine, sweetie, hiking through fields of wildflowers with the majestic Eiger towering above. Absolutely breathtaking. After a day in the fresh air, a steaming mug of Swiss hot chocolate and a slice of delectable Sachertorte. Bliss. Montreux, darling, simply fabulous. Known for its legendary jazz festival where music legends have graced the stage. But even if you miss the festival, a stroll along the beautiful lakeside promenade lined with flowers and sculptures is a feast for the senses. St. Moritz, darling. Think fur coats, diamonds, and darling, the most divine skiing. A playground for the rich and fabulous, where you can slalom down slopes in the morning and sip champagne by a roaring fire in the afternoon. Simply fabulous. Basel, darling, simply drenched in art and culture. From the Kunstmuseum, overflowing with masterpieces, to the quirky, tingly fountain, it's a feast for the senses. And the Rhine, shimmering like a silver ribbon, adds a touch of magic, don't you think? Davos, sweetie, is all about invigorating mountain air and breathtaking scenery. It's the perfect place to escape the hustle and bustle, to rejuvenate and simply breathe. Imagine crisp alpine meadows, glittering snow-capped peaks, utterly divine. Neuchâtel, darling, is a little slice of paradise. Nestled on the shores of a sapphire lake, it boasts a magnificent chateau steeped in history. Stroll along the promenade, breathe in the fresh air, and soak up the elegant ambiance. Thun, darlings, this sweet town is a vision nestled on the Ari River. Imagine a medieval old town, all cobblestone streets and charming houses crowned by the magnificent Thun Castle. It's enough to make you swoon. Pack a picnic, sweetie, and find a spot by the shimmering lake. You'll be enchanted, I promise you. Chur, my dears, is the oldest town in Switzerland. Just imagine, centuries of history whispering through the streets. You'll be captivated by its ancient architecture, a delightful mix of Romanesque and Gothic styles. It's a true testament to time, and utterly divine. Ah, Locarno! A touch of Italy in Switzerland, darling. Bask in the Mediterranean sunshine, sip some delicious wine, and let the laid-back atmosphere wash over you. Don't miss the Locarno Film Festival, a dazzling event that draws the creme de la creme of the film world. Simply fabulous. Fribourg, darlings, is simply divine. A captivating blend of German and French influences, it's like a perfectly mixed cocktail. Stroll through the cobbled streets, soak in the medieval architecture, and don't forget to try the local fondue. Absolutely fabulous. Engelberg, darling. Nestled high in the Alps, this divine spot is practically dripping with history. Founded by monks, you can just imagine their chanting echoing through the mountains, can't you? And the scenery, sweetie, simply breathtaking. Bellinzona. Now this is what I call a proper historical knees up. 3, count them, 3 UNESCO World Heritage castles, darling. Talk about a fairy tale come to life. You'll be swooning over the ramparts, the views, the sheer history of it all. So there you have it, sweethearts. Switzerland in all its glory, from the chic streets of Zurich to the majestic peaks of the Alps. We've explored charming towns, breathtaking landscapes, and sipped our way through enough chocolate to satisfy even the most discerning sweet tooth. Now tell me, darlings, which of these fabulous destinations has tickled your fancy? Where would you like to jet off to next? Let me know in the comments below.